Hi guys, welcome to another testimonial with Appster. I'm Itai, and this is Rob Hanning. Rob Hanning is currently developing an app with us, Paleo Paddock, and has been through the entire process with Appster. So Rob started out with a startup ready, moved through to an RCW and through to development, and recently went through our growth labs. So first question is, Rob, how did you come across Appster? What brought you to us?
Um, Appster it came up as the first in the search results. It was obviously the one that looked the most genuine. It did have a very appealing backstory where there was a lot of growth, and it was in a lot of articles that Business Review Weekly and stuff like that. And really, um, I had the idea. I knew there were other places around that weren't credible, because it's a little bit of you need to go with someone credible when you're building an app. And so that's where I found you. It was a Google search, as everything is. And I contacted you guys through the website and got a call back pretty much the next day, I think it was. And it was all good from there. It was like, let's do this. And the enthusiasm that I received from that initial contact really got me excited, that I did have a product that was a viable option to go ahead with.
Cool, awesome. And so, as mentioned, I mean, you've been through the entire process with Appster, right?
Yeah.
In hindsight, I mean, looking at starting at the startup ready, right? How did you feel? How do you currently feel having gone through that process?
Look, to be honest, I was. It was a big step for me. The startup ready was a should I, shouldn't I? Is it the idea that I want to pursue? Because there's that initial outlay, and when I thought about it, I thought, look, it's an opportunity too good not to do. And when I got to startup ready, it was like I had complete misconceptions of what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was coming in to build an app. I was going to walk away, have an app, put it on that app store, and that would be it. But what I learned is that you're really building a company. You're really building something that's a lot bigger than an app, and there's so much more to it. So if I had gone with someone else, I know pretty much I would have failed, because I doubt that support would have been there. And it was that information that I received on those 2 days. And look, I was lucky enough to have it with Mark and Josiah, but all the guys here are great. And it was just condensed information, which is how I like to work. I don't like to learn a whole course just to have a few answers that you need to pass the test. They give you the answers to pass the test. You don't have to worry about the rest of the course. You don't have to do the whole uni course. So you get what you need to know in those 2 days, and you walk away with your mind blown. It was really awesome. I loved it.
Awesome, awesome. And if I'm not mistaken, you've actually managed to get some forms of investment for your app, right? Was there anything from the startup ready that helped you understand what it is you needed, as well as possibly the ICW you went through, and how to go about getting that?
Yeah, definitely. The funding was a challenge. I had a lot of support from the guys in my team here, because initially you're not sure how to go about it, and like the first people you might talk to, you might think, yeah, it's a good idea, but they keep the wallet in the pocket, basically. So just talking it through a lot, and with the rapid concept workshop, the startup ready, talking about different forms of investment, definitely searched down those different avenues, and it opened my mind to like who would be prospective investors. And for me, I'm not the type of guy who likes to ask people for money. I think a lot of people have that problem. It's like you feel like you're asking them for money, but really, the spin on it was look, you're really offering people an opportunity, and if you're excited about it, they should be excited about it. And it was just that constant and continued boosting of, and reassurance that your idea was good, and that really sort of pushed me through and got me to that, past those initial investments. And then once I had those, it was like, wow, I've got something. And now people are, if they don't come in, they're going to miss out.
Yeah.
And I think the whole turning around of that is due in a lot to the confidence and the information that you have, so you know that you're going to be successful. If you play it the right way, if you play by the Appster rules of this is how you're going to get a startup to start up and keep going, then you just have that confidence and that drive.
Awesome. And so we talked about the Appster rules and Appster. Us trying to give you knowledge. And with that in mind, you're towards the end of your development process for your app, and you recently went through our growth labs. How did you find those? Did they give you any new information that you've learned, or?
Oh yeah, growth labs. Is unreal. It's I was probably only doing, maybe 2/3 of what I should be doing. There's a lot to be learnt from the growth labs about, continued marketing of your product and the best ways to do it, the ways not to do it, which is a big thing. It's not just learning what to do, but what not to do. And even being in the office, and you get to meet the other people who are building their apps, just that community and that conversation that generates in those rooms is electric, and you really feel it. And like when I fly back to Perth after this trip, I know I've got a lot of work in front of me to fill in the gaps that I've learnt that I haven't got in place. But I'm excited about doing it, and it just all makes sense. It's a really good workshop, and I think it definitely, if you've got the startup ready, the rapid concept, and then the growth labs, that's the trifecta. It's a really good finishing point. I don't know if it's the finishing point, but it's a really good wrap up for what to do now that you're ready to launch or have just launched. It's a really good summary and projection into how you're going to go in the future.
Awesome. Last two questions. So, second last one is, you have been going through this development cycle with Appster. How have you actually been finding it, dealing with Appster in the development of your app, things like that? How's the process itself of the development been?
Yeah. Look, the process is something, because I'm new to it, but I do know about design from my own work stream back at home, that I know it has to be dealt with in a logical way, and that's how it's been done. It hasn't been, let's start at the end and work back. It's one step at a time. There's constant consultation. There's interaction with the team, different members of the team. You've got, facilitators and the growth strategists and the project manager all contributing, and even Mark's contributed, and I just find it really reassuring that I'm still being helped through it, and I'm still in control. It's not like I've put my money over there and I'll see what I get back. I know how it's coming along. I know what shape it's forming, and that in that way, you just always feel safe, and I really appreciate all the time and the just the persistence of the team to make sure that you're happy and they get it right too. It's like, there's been occasions where the team says this isn't right, so they fix it. They come back to me and say, this is what we've come up with instead, and it's like, yeah, well, I would never have thought of that. So you've got that expertise that I don't have, but also that genuine interest in your product, which is really good.
Cool, awesome. And then the last question, I suppose, is, we've been talking all about our interaction together at Appster with your company. But what is your company itself? I mean, let's just get a quick overview of what Paleopadic is.
Paleopadic, at its simplicity, is basically people following the paleo diet are finding it hard to locate paleo merchants, being cafes, butchers, and stockists, even nutritionists. And this is going to list those places for people following the paleo diet, being either local or travellers, with a location-based technology. So yeah, it's something really new to mainstream health and wellness, but it is an old diet, but it's really just taking off at the moment, and so I'm really looking forward to actually launching the product and helping those people find what they need in terms of continuing their journey to health.
Awesome. Sounds great. Well, thank you very much for coming through to a testimonial, and I can't wait to see your app coming out in 6 weeks,
Yeah,
approximately.
thanks, Itai. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks very much, guys, and be with you again for the next testimonial. Cheers.